All right, so Max Borenstein, co-creator, showrunner, writer, executive producer of Winning Time Season 2. I can't get enough of this show. It's just a world I love living in, and so I want to hear how you created it, how you came to it. I know a little bit of the backstory, but tell me how you came to this project.
I'm so glad to hear that, Jason, and thanks for having me on. I read the book Showtime that Jeff Pearlman wrote, and that Jim Hecht, my co-creator, had optioned, and for years had this vision of making it a television show. You know, I knew some of the history, and in reading Jeff's book, I realized that it was such a perfect kind of prism onto that moment in time, that change that the 80s wrought, that I think is the world we live in today, where sports and entertainment are the same, where they're global, where American culture is that globalized. Kind of all started in this moment, and we're able to tell that story through the lens of Lakers basketball, which for me as an LA kid hits close to home.
We talk so much around the stuff that we do about this intersection of business, sports, and culture. Clearly, this was a cultural moment. It's also such a fascinating business story because looking at the NBA today, it is very hard to imagine until, candidly, you watch your show, this was a failing business.
The NBA was the fourth or fifth tier of sports in America at the time. CBS was constantly preempting basketball and lowering the contract every year. To me, Jerry Buss is the most exciting fulcrum point in sports. He saw an opportunity in the Lakers. He went to USC and was obsessed with the sports culture of USC. And he would watch the Lakers, and for years, he would tell every girlfriend and every friend of his, I'm gonna buy the Lakers, I'm gonna buy a basketball team. And no one believed him because it was such a last place kind of professional sport. People liked college ball. And he saw that vision. Because of him and because of the Lakers and what transpired in the 80s, that allowed the sort of, Cinderella story of drafting Magic Johnson and then the Celtics, the rivals, drafting Larry Bird. And he knew that there was an opportunity there and people didn't believe in it. And like any great businessman, he seized on that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we got to talk about Magic Johnson because from a business perspective, is a brilliant business decision to draft him, to understand that he was a generational talent on and off the court. And also, we see this very lucrative business partnership that happens. And you also start to see, it feels like, the businessman that Magic becomes at a very young age. Tell me about that.
Well, I think it's fascinating because it wasn't a foregone conclusion that he would be the #1 pick. And we tell that story in the first season, but Jerry Buss very much believed in him. The talent that he saw that maybe trumped the basketball talent was the excitement of this guy, the showmanship of Magic, both on the floor and his charisma off the floor. And Buss knew that what he wanted in that team was that kind of excitement. And so Magic was just the perfect fit for the Lakers. He absorbed like a sponge the business savvy of the people around him. And the story we're able to tell is this transitional moment where, having won a championship his first year and then become a star, he saw an opportunity there for himself and a power base for himself that was really unheard of at the time. And it starts with the deal that Dr. Buss made with Magic, a 25-year, $25 million deal, which Jerry, had a brilliant idea up his sleeve, which is that he invested about $500,000 in a very high interest rate account. He paid Magic with the interest for 25 years. It was the best bargain in basketball. He also saw that free agency was coming. Yes. And that in a couple of years, that was going to be a pittance. Of course, Magic then saw that. And the moment he realized that, Buss said, okay, we'll renegotiate. And then, but did more than that. He kind of opened the books to him and he taught him a bit about the business. And Magic credits him with sort of bringing him in and teaching him how to be not only a basketball player, because that was nothing that Buss could teach him about that, but how to be a businessman. There's a moment where Magic starts to clash with his coach. And for the first time really ever in professional sports, he realized, because of the contract that Buss had given him, his power. He realized, no, you know what? I have control and agency over my team right now. I'm a businessman. I'm the business. I'm a celebrity athlete. And that's something that hadn't happened before. And without him, you don't have Jordan. Without him, you don't have LeBron.